Okay. Hello, my name is Andrew Overton, Professor Overton. As you might have guessed, I'm not Dr. Ali, although I can understand the confusion because of the resemblance. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, he has release time to do research, so I'm going to be taking over the class for the semester. His material on Canvas, still kind of working through all that sort of stuff, so kind of ignore what's on Canvas for right now. I'll get that situated in the next few weeks. But this is Computer Organization and Design, one of those courses that blends both theory and practical application together. Some classes lean heavily toward one or the other. This one melds the two nicely together. What are we going to be covering in this class? Advanced digital logic, math operations, memory operations, organization of a processor, the role of peripherals, interrupts, and assembly language. Now, the assembly language is the programming language that's just right above machine code, the ones and zeros that the machine actually runs. Who here is a control freak? I'm a control freak. You're going to love assembly language. You have complete control over the processor and every bit of data that is in the processor. Everybody else, you're probably going to hate it. I'll be honest with you. Most people do. Only real control freaks enjoy programming in assembly language because it can be very tedious. But that's okay. It's a good skill to learn, and we'll be covering it mostly in the second half of the semester after midterm. What you need to know: you should take notes. Take notes. Ask questions. If I don't make myself clear on a topic or on a subject, please let me know. I will try to restate it or present it in a different way so that you do get it. If you don't ask questions, I'm not going to know. I'll just keep right on going. So, don't be just shouting out in the middle of class what, the question, do it in an orderly fashion, of course, but which leads to, of course, communicate with me. If there's a problem, inside or outside of class that affects class, please let me know. I am not all-seeing and all-knowing. So communicate with me if you have issues that need to be resolved or taken into consideration. Communicate with me. My door's open most of the time. For those of you that have had me before, you know that I'm here. I'm an adjunct professor, which means part-time, but I'm here on a full-time basis on campus. So I'm available all the time. And I try to be pretty good about responding to emails if you can't get me in my office. I will allow notes on quizzes and tests. Those of you that have had me for other classes know that I allow printed notes on quizzes and tests. I don't expect you to memorize everything that I give to you. That's kind of impractical. And besides that, I can't think of an engineering job anywhere where you wouldn't have some sort of reference available to you. I give paper quizzes and tests. I do not allow the use of computers during tests. ChatGPT answers, Google answers are not acceptable. do your own work, but take notes so you have those notes available to you for quizzes and tests. As you can see, I video record my classes, my lectures. Got a little snafu with software right now, but I generally have the videos available on YouTube within 24 hours of the lecture. I post the links to those lectures on YouTube in announcements on Canvas. So if you miss a class for whatever reason, chances are it's been recorded and you can watch the lecture on YouTube shortly thereafter. And like I said before, I'm available outside of class. I will make myself available. I'm generally on campus around 8:30 in the morning, but I don't have class until 2 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and noon on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm in my office. You have a problem, need something explained more thoroughly, or whatever question you might have, please come by my office and talk to me. Yeah, I'm available. What makes up your grade? Attendance. Yes, attendance counts toward your grade. You can't get a good grade in here unless in classes unless you generally attend class. Quizzes and homework. Not a lot of homework in this class. It's mostly going to be in the latter half of the semester, having to do with assembly programming. So 20% quizzes and homework, 25% exams, 20% midterm, 25% final. Yeah, that adds up to 100. What do you know? I can do basic math. Okay, what should you be doing during the semester? Attending class. Getting a good grade is virtually impossible if you don't attend class. If you must miss class, let me know. We'll get to accommodations a little bit later. I will work with you to get you caught up and keep you on track. Take notes. Again, you'll be able to use those on quizzes and tests, and ask questions. Like I said, I'll restate, re-express, find another way to help you understand. Generally, there's 3 types of learners: audio, visual, and kinesthetic. I try to provide material in forms that accommodate at least visual and audio. Kinesthetic, that's where homework comes into play. So I might have more homework toward the beginning of the semester as well as we go along. Why is it important to take notes? Processing. You have to process the information to translate it into your notes. It's not just blank writing down everything I said. It is you taking it in, translating it into something that you understand, and then expressing that on paper in your notes or on your computer or whatever. Organization. How you organize your thoughts is different. How I present things may not be the way you organize thoughts. So translate it into a form that you understand and you can have it organized in your particular way. Likewise, how you organize your thoughts and your notes is going to be different from your neighbor's method of organizing things, because everybody thinks differently. So having your own notes and your own organization will help you to find what you need to know in a more efficient manner. So don't count on a friend to take notes and just photocopy those notes for the test. You'll be spending the test flipping through notes that you didn't organize. So allowed on test, if it's organized in a way that it makes sense to you and that you wrote and all that sort of thing, it will help you on your tests. What I will do this semester, allow notes, record lectures, and be available. I don't know if there's anything else that I can do to be more accommodating. I don't know of any other professor that records their lectures and puts them on YouTube. But allowing notes on quizzes and tests, record lectures for future reference, and being available Monday through Friday. And if you give me enough of a notice, weekends, I could probably work out something as well. I don't live that far from here, so I can come up here on the weekend if you need some help or get tied up during the week for some reason. I am understanding of special circumstances. If you need any special accommodations, just let me know. That's disabilities, sports, band, student organizations, travel to conferences, job interviews. These are all valid reasons to miss class. I understand that. Especially, do we have any student athletes? No. Oh, okay, that's unusual. Any band members? Got a band member. You travel to band performances throughout the year and that sort of thing. That's cool. Yeah, that's part of your school experience, especially if you're a scholarship band person or athlete. You got to go where the money is. If you don't perform in the band, you might lose a band scholarship, for example. So I understand that you got to get your stuff paid for. Travel to conferences, I highly recommend that. That improves your networking skills and provides wonderful experiences and educational experiences. So if you get an opportunity to travel to a conference, I highly recommend going, and we can work with you, getting you caught up, and that sort of thing. Job interviews, again, it goes back to the money. You got an interview for an internship or a job, and it conflicts with class, not a big deal. I'll work with you on that. Just let me know, and I'll make sure you have the materials necessary, or makeup tests or quizzes can be done. Any questions about how I might be running things this semester? Like I said, there's a few of you in here that I've had for class before, so know how I operate. No questions? Okay.
I got one.
Yeah.
How much heads up are we going to be getting before our exam?
How much heads up?
Yeah.
Oh, I usually give about 3 to 7 days notice. It's been a while since I've taught this class, so I'm not sure I might not be able to give as much advance notice as I can, or as I otherwise would be able to. But I'll try. I don't do pop quizzes the day of, and it's like, oh, by the way, we have a test today. I don't do that. I want to give you enough advance notice that you can print out any computerized notes that you might have. So you have those available for the quiz or test. So a few days at least, I should be able to. Like if there's, I like to do tests on Thursdays or Fridays, so I have the weekend to get grades and stuff like that done. So I'll try to let you know by Monday if there's a test on Friday. So yeah. My official office hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon to 2. I'm here a lot more than that. My email address and my phone number. That is my personal cell phone number. Do not abuse it. As a matter of fact, I highly recommend texting before calling so I know who the random number is coming from. So if somebody from Dallas calls me and comes up a Dallas number or area code or something like that, and I don't know who it is, ignore, go to voicemail. Text me first. We can either communicate by text, or you can, after texting me, you can call me. But don't abuse the privilege. I haven't had any students do that yet, but I throw that out there every semester. Anyway, that's it for the slideshow. As we can. Let's see here. What time is it? What do we got here? 2:20. So the first thing that we're going to be covering is some stuff from digital logic. That is to say, number systems and digital logic in general. Those are going to be the first two sections. I know some of you I had in digital logic last semester, but digital logic is a prerequisite for this class. But just in case you've forgotten things over the break or what have you, we'll go over these topics again. So decimal, which is base 10. Now with number systems, the base tells you how many symbols are used in that system. So base 10 has 10 symbols. Okay, so has 10 symbols that we're all familiar with. Commonly used number base because we have 10 fingers. Easy to count on two hands up to 10, which is a relatively new in civilization's system of doing things. In ancient Mesopotamia, they used base 60 symbols before they would roll over into the next digit. That's where we get the 60 seconds to a minute and 60 minutes to an hour from, is from ancient Mesopotamia's base 60. Roman numerals isn't a number system that uses digits in the conventional sense. That was common up until, when did that start phasing out? About 1700 years ago ish. The decimal system was invented in the Middle East. That's why it's called the Arabic numeral system, developed in the Middle East. But you count up to the number of symbols, and then you roll over when you run out of symbols to 0 again, and then you add 1 to the next column, to the next digit. So larger numbers use more digits. The value of the digit is multiplied by the power of the base of that position. So 10 to the first, or 10 to the 0th power is 1, so it's the ones position. 10 to the first is 10, so you would multiply the value of the symbol by 10, and so on with 10 squared, 10 cubed, 10 to the 4th, etc. In fractional terms, you can count to the right of the decimal place using negative numbers, negative powers. So 1/10, negative 1/10, or 10 to the power of negative 1 is 1/10. So say 7/10 would be would be a value that would be in the first position to the right of the decimal, also called the radix point. 10 to the minus 2 would be 1/100ths. So say 2 100ths would be 2 times 1 over 100 for that position. Now, addition with addition for base 10, let's harken back to what, 3rd grade? You add the numbers together. When you run out of symbols, you roll over. So this would be 3 beyond 10. So you would have 3 in the ones position, and then carry the 1 over into the next position. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, this is from 3rd to 4th grade. And then you add these 4 together, or these 3 together, and you get 12. And then you have a 1 thrown over there, and you get your final result. Like I said, nothing new here. Subtraction is addition, but with a negative number. So subtraction is just addition. You make the second number that you're subtracting a negative number, and then add the 2 together. So that is how subtraction works in all number systems, not just decimal. Multiplication, you have, say, 38 times 4. You do repeated addition. You don't add 38 4 times, although you could. What you do is 4 times 8 is 32. Oh, whoops. And let me put a 1 in there too. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 is 15. And then you shift for the second digit. This becomes as if it's a 0, and then 38, and then you add those together. That's called the shift and add method of doing multiplication. Again, this works across all number systems. So and then you get the 532. You shift and add. Each digit of the second number is the second factor. You shift and add that product. These are called partial products. Partial product 4 times 38. Partial product 1 times 38. Add them together. But you shift and you shift with each digit of the second factor. Okay? Division is similar to multiplication, only it's shift and subtract. We won't get into that too terribly much in this class. What class is that? Computer architecture, I think, covers that topic in greater detail. But that's base 10. Let's see here. But these principles apply regardless of what the base is. So whether it's base 2, 8, 10, 16, 60, the principles all remain the same. But I think I'm going to, one thing about notation, you can give a number, it's in computers, it is typically written like a programming language. It is written without any prefix or anything like that. On paper, if you want to designate that this is base 10, you would give it a subscript of the base number. So the subscript of base 10 would be 10. So to avoid confusion, on paper, give the notation of the subscript 10. because we will be doing number conversions on the first quiz, just to get the brain back, get your brains back into the mode of thinking in these terms. When we get into assembly programming, binary and hexadecimal will be used quite extensively. So you will need to know how to convert things appropriately. Oh, just a quick question. I see one Mac in the room. How many people here are Apple users? I'm sorry to hear that. The processors that we use for assembly programming, the integrated development environment, the IDE for it, is only available for Windows. So the Mac users will not be able to use it. You'll have to use a text editor of some variety to write your programs and submit them that way. Whether or not you have the boards to experiment with the processor on them, I don't know yet. There is a possibility, there is the option of you going to the site that sells the development boards and purchasing them on your own. They're only about $25. Actually, the price might have gone down since I last checked, but it's a nice little processor. A lot of functionality, but we will be learning how to do that a little bit later on. Oh, another thing that we're going to be covering in class that I neglected to put on the slide or mention earlier. One thing that we're going to be learning how to do in here is how to read a technical reference document. The data sheet for various electronic components can be confusing. Some are rather intimidating. The processor that we're going to be using later on, the data sheet for that processor is 684 pages. No, you're not going to read it all. I haven't read it all. I've been using this processor for years, and I've never read it. I haven't read it all. But how to approach reading one of these intimidating big documents and finding the information that you need while not being overloaded with a lot of information you don't need. That is a skill hopefully you will pick up in this class as well. So look forward to that. The 684 does not include the language reference. The language reference is an additional 180 some odd pages, I think. So either way, it's a lot, and like I said, can be intimidating to some. But once you look past the size of the forest, you can pick out which trees you want, so to speak. So, but anyway, I guess that'll be it for the day. See you back here on Wednesday. Have a wonderful day.